sound and Jason Bieber's lighting combined for the production's most eerie effect, a sudden flash and gorgeous orangey glow the government will claim could never harm a bed. This quote comes from a review of the Moxie Theater production. I chose this quote to start us off because I think it really gives insight into the lighting and sound of this production, which ties into the lighting and sound of all of the productions, which we will find is extremely important for them. My purpose of this speech is to explain some productions of Orange Julius and to show some pictures of them. To prepare for this speech, I read the play, and I also searched through a multitude of Dairy Queen Orange Julius reviews to find reviews of Orange Julius by Basil Cremendal. The productions we will be looking at are the off-Broadway premiere at Rattlestick Playwrights Theater and the world premiere at Moxie Theater in San Diego, California. We'll only be looking at two of them because there are actually only two productions done. So first, let's take a look at the production at the Rattlestick Playwrights Theater. A citation from Curtain Up discusses the scenic design of Kate Knoll at the Rattlestick Theater. Kate Knoll's scenic design, an open space with garage door at the back, permits fast scene changes for the script's short scenes and numerous locations. Knoll uses the garage door, which can be raised by the actors, to expand and transform the playing area, most notably to create the wartime dreamscape for the Vietnam scenes. I chose this because it just really describes how the scene design was done, and it also talks about a garage door that they used throughout the production, which I thought was very interesting. My second piece of evidence, in a review by Theater Mania, Zachary Stewart recognizes the light and sounds of this production. A boxy old television on a workbench flickers vintage TV from the 1980s, painstakingly well curated by Joey Morrow, giving us little hints about the time and generally adding to the air of the late 20th century domesticity. Palmer Heffron's jarring and layered sound design blends garage noises with the battlefields of Vietnam. Sometimes we cannot tell if the bass causing the floor to vibrate beneath us is part of a song or a helicopter about to land. This just really talks about the sound design and how it's so incorporated into the show and how it's so important in order to tell the story that Basil wrote about. A quotation from New York Theater Review comments on the lighting and projections of the production. This is also where Barbara Samuel's lighting design and Joey Morrow's projections really shine. In a stunning scene during a Vietnam flashback, the walls of the garage become a glittering nighttime starscape. This review and quotation brings the fact that there were projections used in the show, which is very interesting because not a lot of productions use projections in their shows. My final quote comes from Onstage Blog. Downstage of the imposing garage door is the main playing area. The massive garage door opens to expose the upstage area where fantasy blends into the present, and the present explores the regions of the subconscious. A ceiling fan serves both to quietly move the air and represent the loud rotors of a helicopter leaving Vietnam. This quote just brings more about the garage door into and it also talks about a ceiling fan that was used, which I thought was very interesting because they were able to incorporate that. So now we'll look at some pictures. So in this one, you can see the garage door is open, and then you can see the eerie lighting that they used. Here, there's the eerie lighting behind them, and actually this picture is taken right after an explosion goes off behind them. And this one, you can see the garage door is closed, and then you can also see the costume and how they're all pretty monotone colored and everything. And then here you can see the eerie lighting and then also the effects of the smoke. Next, we'll take a look at the production at the Moxie Theater in San Diego. In a review by Baltimore Sun, James Herbert reacts to the sound and lighting of this production. The stark atmosphere is captured in Victoria Petrovich's spare set design, along with Jason Beaver's sometimes ominous lighting and the ebb and flow of Emily Jankowski's sound design. Those combine in spookily beautiful scenes of Agent Orange wafting down like deadly feathers. This is just really descriptive in the lighting that they used in the production, and which are not easily found in other plays. You don't see a lot of reviews talking about the light and sound as much as they do with this play. A review by San Diego Union Tribune discusses the costumes of the show. Jennifer Braun Giddings also has designed understated but effective costume. This quotation gives insight into the costume design, and it also says that they are understated, but they're also effective, which is important for production. Pat Launer reviewed the sound and lighting of the production at the Moxie. The sound, Emily Jankowski, and light, Jason Beaver, contribute to the sense of porous boundary between the real and the imagined. This quote just also accentuates how much the light and sound is incorporated into the show and how it's used to differentiate between the stuff that's actually happened and the stuff that is just being imagined. From a review at the San Diego Reader, Jeff Smith discusses his thoughts on the set of this show. He also comments on costumes. At first glance, Victoria Petrovich's set looks incomplete. Bare stage, paths of detritus, and a 5-panel rear wall. After a while, as with one of his paintings, the panels look like 5 gray Rothkos. Much more there than meets the eye. Jennifer Braun Giddings' costumes develop characters unobtrusively. I chose this quote because it really gives insight into the set design that was used, instead of just commenting on the lighting and sound. And then it also talks about the costumes, which I thought was very interesting, on how it was said that they helped develop the characters, but in an unobtrusive way. So in this one, you can kind of see the feathers coming down, but then you can see the orange, and then you can also see the panels on the back of the wall. Here you can really see the spare set, but then you can see the detritus over here. Here you can see the lighting again and just how there's nothing on the stage. And then you can also see the panels in the back and how they are that gray color. And then here you can just see the ominous lighting that helps to tell the story. So in conclusion, my purpose of this speech was to allow you to hear about and see pictures of the productions of Orange Julius by Basil Cremendall. We looked at the Rattlesticks Playwrights Theater in New York and Moxie Theater in San Diego. I hope you are able to walk away today knowing more about the production and about this play. I wish to leave you all with a quote from Orange Julius by Basil Cremendall that is stated in the stage directions of the show. Orange powder falls onto the bed and covers them. Thank you.